Hi, everybody. Today I am at the NHS luncheon, so you should be in Mr. Witt's room right now. And you are watching this video and taking your notes and then doing your homework that goes along with it. So in front of you right now, you see the answers to last night's homework. So you can pause this video and check your answers. The next screen will have the rest of the answers. Again, you can pause the video and check your answers. Today, we're going to learn about how to solve for a specific variable if there's more than one variable in the equation, okay? Remember what it means to solve. You are simply going to isolate the variable. All right, get it by itself. Get that variable by itself. All right, so if I'm looking at this first one here, it says to solve for L. Well, the L is right here. So in order to isolate that L, I'll have to divide both sides by W. The W's cancel, and I have A over W equals L. And that's all there is to it. The L is what you're solving for, and solving just means to isolate. In the second problem here, we are solving for B. So in order to solve for B, I got to get rid of the 1/2. It's being multiplied, so I'll divide it on both sides. Now, that looks kind of silly, a fraction and a fraction like that. So there's a 1 in front of this A. Remember, we can go ahead and divide this. 1 divided by 1/2 is 2A equals, and we have BH over here. Remember, we're still trying to solve for B, which is right there. So now we need to divide by that H. And I have 2A over H, the H's cancel over here, equals B. Again, you can pause, stop, restart, replay this video as much as you might need. In number 9, I'm solving for P. Well, in order to solve for P, I got to get rid of the R and the T, and that's all being multiplied. So we will divide it. And we get I over RT equals P. The P is isolated, and that's exactly what we're looking for. In number 51 there, we're solving for M. The M is right here. All we got to get rid of is a C squared, and that's again being multiplied. So we'll divide by it. And we have E over C squared equals M. Okay, just remember, we're always doing the opposite of what you see to isolate that variable. Getting a little bit more complicated now. We're solving for M, which is right here. The first thing I got to get rid of is the B, because that's farthest away from the M on the same side. So it's being added, so we'll subtract. Please remember that the Y and the B cannot be combined on the left-hand side. So it's Y minus B equals MX. We're still trying to solve for M. So now we'll divide by X on both sides. And we get Y minus B over X equals M. In number 55, we are solving for H. We are solving for A. So the first thing I got to get rid of is the 1/2. And just like the other problem, we're going to divide by it. There's a 1 in front of that A, so this will end up being 2A equals H times A plus B. Still trying to solve for A, so let's get rid of the H by dividing. So we now have 2A over H equals A plus B. Notice I took off the parentheses. There's nothing else around it, so we can get rid of the parentheses. We are still trying to solve for A. Now the only thing left to get rid of is the B, so I'll subtract it. Now be careful when you subtract that B, because it is 2A over H. Then we subtract the B. Notice I put it right in line with that fraction. I did not put it on the bottom. And now that equals the lowercase a. And the variable is isolated. Next question here, we're solving for r. So let's get rid of the p and the t by dividing. Gives me s over pt equals, oh my, let's restart that. Not the right first step. Whoops. Not the right first step. Farthest thing away from that r is the p right here. And it's being added, so we need to subtract it from both sides. I have s minus p equals prt. Now we can go ahead, since I'm solving for r, and divide by the p and the t. We get s minus p all over pt equals r. Please don't try and cancel out the p's. It doesn't work that way, okay? Leave them in there. Number 59, we're solving for x. Farthest thing from the x is the by, so we're going to subtract it. Gives me ax equals c minus by. Still trying to isolate the x. So to get that by itself, we'll divide by a on both sides. And x equals c minus by all over a. And it's isolated. Okay, just a couple more here. These two will be our last two on the notes, and then you'll move on to your homework worksheet. In 61, I want to solve for n. So the first thing I got to get rid of is the a sub 1. We'll subtract it because it is positive. So I get a sub n minus a sub 1 equals n minus 1 times d. Still solving for n. Next to get rid of is the d, because that's the farthest away from the n on the same side. It's being multiplied, so you'll divide. We get a sub n minus a sub 1 all over d equals n minus 1. And the only thing left to get rid of is the 1, because we're still solving for n. We will add the 1. Again, be careful when you add the 1. It's in line with the fraction. It is not on the bottom. And in number 77, I hope you realize that this thing is a proportion. Please notice I didn't specify what you're going to solve for, but I'm going to tell you you're going to solve for x. So if it's a proportion, we're going to cross multiply. So remember when you cross multiply, sometimes you may need to distribute, which is the case in number 77. Okay, when you distribute, it looks something like this. Notice I try to keep my variables in alphabetical order. If I'm solving for x, I got to get rid of the AC first. Lucky for me, there's an AC on this side as well, so those will both cancel. I have AB equals CX. In order to solve for x, I'll divide by C on both sides, and I get AB over C equals x. Okay, that should be the worksheet that was given to you for notes for today. Now, you also should have a 3-8 worksheet that says page 181 at the bottom. I'm going to do a few of these, and then you're going to finish this worksheet for homework. Again, I'm going to do a couple, and then you're going to finish this for homework. So, if I'm going to solve for t, all I got to do here is divide by 7. T equals x over 7. The next one is solving for r. Well, there's two r's, so you got to move them together. Move the smaller one over. The negative one is smaller, so we'll add it, and you get q equals 2r. In order to isolate that r, we'll divide by 2 on both sides, and q over 2 equals r. Again, we're just going right down the left-hand side of this worksheet. If I'm solving for a, I got to get them together. So I'll move the smaller one over. Negative b equals 8a. Divide by the 8 to isolate. And we get negative b over 8 equals a. Again, please stop and pause if it's too fast. Skip ahead if it's too slow. and just kind of do what you need here. All right, last three for you. I am going to isolate the y. So we got to get rid of the x first. Negative 2y equals 1 minus x. Divide everything by negative 2. And you get y equals 1 minus x all over negative 2. Number 9 is solving for f. So the first thing I got to get rid of is the g. We'll subtract it. 7f equals 5 minus g. Divide by 7 on both sides. F equals 5 minus g all over 7. And last one for you today, number 11 here. We're isolating the t, so let's add the 2n. And divide by r. And we get t equals y plus 2n all over r. All right, so that is it for me today. You now need to finish this worksheet, even the word problems at the bottom, and that will be your homework for tonight. Tomorrow when you come in, I will check both homeworks, the homework that was due today and the homework that was assigned today. Thanks.